Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stacy Stanislaw, and I'm the Communications Manager here at the Drexel Libraries. Just wanted to thank you for joining us this afternoon for the webinar, Explore a Wealth of Hidden Information Using Advanced Google and Google Dataset Searches, which is being presented by Bhatt, our engineering librarian. And I also just wanted to mention that we're very excited to be co-sponsoring this session with Drexel's IEEE Graduate Forum. So thanks to everybody who's helped organize on that front too. So just as a reminder, today's webinar is part of the library's new event series that we're calling Wednesdays at Noon, which is a series that brings together library staff and then members of the Drexel community for weekly training sessions and discussions. So as you may have guessed from the title, these are held every Wednesday at noon, and they're going to be held throughout the winter and the spring terms. We hope you'll consider attending some of the others that we have coming up. Now, as a quick reminder, we're recording this session and all of the other sessions we're hosting as part of the Wednesdays at Noon series, and you can watch them at any time on our YouTube channel. That's it for me. I'm now going to turn it over to Jay. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you, Stacy, and thank you, Avnish and the IEEE Graduate Forum for supporting with us. And as you see, the topic is about how to locate hidden wealth of information that is available to Google. A lot of time we think about Google and free search engines as something that we always find unreliable sources and things like that. But there are some techniques that we can use and figure out how to access that hidden information. So this is the whole presentation. We are going to cover that, right? So why this is becoming so critical? Searching, as everybody knows, searching is becoming more and more complex. How do I discover how to find information? And this is nice little image that I could not resist in putting in this presentation. Like getting information off the internet is like taking a drink from a fire hydrant. And notice that I also have linked the source below. So we will briefly discover how to find valuable information, such as searching copyright-free images, explore a particular website for deep searching, find relevant open educational resources, and discover open data sources using Google data search. And you're going to also find during my presentation, this search will also take you to our licensed sources sometimes, which is linked, find through Google data search and some other options. So it is also connecting to our library subscribed databases as well. I hope my voice is clear and everybody is able to see my slides. So please let me know, let Stacy know if there's any problem. And using this, we are going to try some fun tricks. It's going to be fun, and you are going to I'm sure that you're going to find some insights into this presentation. So first question we're going to explore is, how do I find copyright-free images that I can use in papers? How do I search within a particular website and get insights into relevant sources available to this website? We will also look at finding quality open educational resources using advanced features in Google. And then how do I locate relevant data sets using Google search? And coincidentally, what is happening is this week is also globally we are celebrating Love Data Week. So this is something you might also want to think about, going on the internet, looking at the Twitter handles for Love Data Week, and you're going to explore a lot of different data sites that are popping up. And a lot of times what has happened, and it has happened to me, that I got questions from my students or even from faculty members, and they were curious about using an image in their paper. Same thing it may happen to you. You're writing a paper and you come across some images and you want to use them. The question is whether you can use them without infringing copyrights. Are they copyright free? How do I know? Can Google help me with it? Can we search by images to locate a source? A lot of times what happens is that you come across this image and there could be hundreds of images on your desktop or in computer that you saved, and you might not even know what the source of that image is. and you thought that, well, this is an excellent image and I want to cite it. And so how to cite it? And if there are any library guides available or through our initiatives of creating those library guides. So I'm going to show you a couple of library guides as well. So you go to Google image page and you will see a link where it says upload an image. So simply you can go and browse and upload that image that is on your computer and see what the sources are for that image, for example. And suppose I am working on this project on drones and I have that image. And this is an actual project that many of our faculty members and students are working in the mechanical engineering department where they're designing robots and trying to identify breaks on the bridge structure. So what the drone was doing was taking pictures and taking thousands of images of these bridge joints, and they were sent to the engineers for evaluation. But now I don't know where this image is coming from, for example. So I copy and paste and actually upload that image in the Google image page like this. And it tells me when I did this page, there were close to 172 results that have cited this, included that image on the website. So it is very interesting. The same image was used in so many websites. Basically, you use this image icon and upload that image. And I'm highlighting a couple of pages here in which that image was included. So you can actually see that using drones to inspect bridges, a Crossroads website from Minnesota Transportation Department, and there are a couple others. So we'll look at the first one and explore. So this is the links of that image comes up. I want to check permissions. How do I use it? Click on the image that you found in Google image search. You will caution regarding copyright. See below. So now you will see that images may be subject to copyright and learn more. And this comes from this website. When you click on that image, you will be directed to a page, or you can explore by going to the About page, and you will see a copyright statement like this. Authors of Crossroads blog posts assign to Crossroads the non-exclusive right to publish and distribute their text electronically. So Crossroads have this exclusive right. So you will have to take a permission in this kind of situation from them if you're going to use their image. And you can also see a link where images may be subject to copyright link. And when you click on that link, you will see a lot of details about how to use that image. Is it possible to use a copyright protected work without infringing? And these are some examples. It may be possible. You want to learn more about fair use, so click on that link and you get more details about it. And remember that it is important to note that your content can be removed in response to a claim of copyright infringement, even if you have given credit to the copyright owner. So there are a lot of conditions involved. So it's very important and very critical for you to learn what the licensing is given from their website. And you can also look at the Creative Commons license and learn more from them. And all that is available from this link here above. Now we come to the main topic. How do we use Google to find this, right? And I always try to go by advanced Google images. So you just type advanced image search in Google, find the link for advanced image search that will take you to a page like this. And you can type your keywords, find images on this topic. I'm using carbon nanotube as an example. And you can use any example depending upon your project that you are working on. You can even narrow your search by image size and so on. And you can use usage rights, Creative Commons license. You can limit by that. And I'm starting with a public domain image example. So I found this image on Wikimedia Commons and carbon nanotube 3D ball image from Wikimedia Commons. And it will tell you want to know where this information comes from. It's very important for you to know the source of the information, and we are all about finding credible information, looking at the source, citing the right information, and making your paper scholarly in the process. So you can click on learn more, and then it will give you more details. I have just given just a paragraph or just a fraction of screenshot, and it says no copyright. The person who associated a work with this deed has dedicated the work to the public domain by waiving all of his or her rights to the work worldwide under copyright law, including all related and neighboring rights to the extent allowed by law. So you can safely use this image in your paper, and you can cite it. Of course, you can cite it, but you can, without any problem, you should be able to use this. And this is called copy CC01.0 Universal Public Domain Dedication, right? So you want to get familiar with this kind of licensing options available. Now I'm giving you an example how to search for images with restrictions. And these are the images you have to be very careful while using them. Again, I go back to our advanced Google search page. And again, I use carbon nanotube as my example. And you can, any color, if you want cool color images, you can also use that. And then I go back under the usage rights box here. And this time I'm using commercial and other license. I want to see what were the commercial license where you need to take permission or look at their licensing more carefully. And again, I pull up this page, a carbon nanotube armchair. Again, this comes from Wikimedia page, and learn more. And you can see example of license. So licensing information is available. There's a lot of information on that page, but I'm just capturing the licensing part. And this page is also in public domain page. Another example, I want to see if I want to include an image like a Swiss mountain, Jungfrau mountain, for another project that I'm working on, in which I want to illustrate mountains and nature and things like that. Again, I want to make sure that it is a copyright-free image. So I go back, do the same search, and pull up this image from Wikimedia Commons. And learning more about this, it takes me to this page, and it says the file is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 3.0 Unported license, and you are free to share, copy, distribute, transmit, to remix, to adapt the work under the following conditions. But now they are providing conditions there. You must give appropriate credit, provide a link to the license, and indicate if changes were made. Right? So now you have to be very careful. They require you to give attribution, and you must follow these steps when you're using that image. So this is an example of the importance of giving appropriate credit. And these are more details about that attribution share like 3.0 imported, and you can get more details from that page. We were talking about library guide, and we have a number of our expert librarians are creating a variety of library guides, and I strongly encourage you to explore our library guides, whether it is business, whether it is in engineering, whether it is in arts and sciences, physics, chemistry, all subject areas. And in that, we also have a library guide on using images, open access images. So here is a link to that library guide, and you make sure that follow this Creative Commons search engine and they have a section about Google Images as well. So you might want to explore these different options. There's a lot of information on this images page, library guide. Okay, feel free to ask any questions. You can put the questions in the chat, and we can come back to those later. Um, or you can email me later on. Also, or whenever you have any questions or thought, please do not hesitate to contact me. Now, open educational resources is another important initiative that is also happening through our direct university libraries. Um, um, and you are going to discover that a lot of online copyright free or with license open access books are also available, and we are going to use Google to how to find that. Of course, we have a library guide for open education resources as well, but here I want to point out that using Google also you can discover open educational sources. And we're going to explore two things here. How do I search within a particular website and get insights into relevant sources? And how do I find quality open education sources using advanced features in Google? So we're going to go to the first example. And suppose I'm looking at the Smart Grade page, and I found this page on smartgrade.gov, and I know we have a lot of different projects are happening related to Smart Grade. A lot of our senior design students or graduate students are working on this kind of information. Learn more about Grid, Smart Grid basically, which is a digital technology that allows for two-way communication between the utility and its customers, and the sensing along the transmission lines is what makes the grid smart, right? But now I am interested in what kind of data is available through our US government website. And data.gov is an excellent initiative which is capturing a large amount of data coming out from different sites, specifically from government funded projects. So is there any kind of data site that I can search in data.gov? I just want to search in data.gov, right? So again, I'm going to use our advanced Google option. This time I'm typing Smart Grid as an example. But when you scroll down, it tells you that you can narrow your result with site or domain. And I just type .data.gov, right? And you can also use anywhere in the page, or you can try to use some of these options. And then it pulls up interesting websites coming out of data.gov. You can see that these are all coming from data.gov right here, and there's a couple of examples I have highlighted here. Tailored trustworthy spaces, solutions for smart grid, hourly electric grid monitor reports, new information on US, grid monitor, and so on, effects of renewable energy and smart grid, demand response program, and so on. So you can start exploring all these different data sets or information coming out from data.gov. Right. Another important example that I'm giving here is now I just want to limit to site, for example, College of Engineering, coe.drexel.edu. And I want to know what kind of projects that on COVID-19 that came out from the COE website. So I just type COVID-19 site :coe.drexel.edu. So you can also use this option. So you just go to google.com and you type your keyword, type site. You have to put double colon and dot and the website where you want to search. And this was an interesting website that came up, COVID-19 ISM web map, that is coming out of electric, I think College of Engineering, but initiative from a couple of our electrical engineering faculty members. It's an interdisciplinary project, so a lot of other people are also involved here. I think Gail Rosen is one of them on this initiative. So you have informative subtype markers. You can see the source code available, and informative subtype markers in efficient framework for genetic subtyping for pandemic virus is implemented for this particular thing. And um, some more details about it. I strongly encourage you to explore this, and this is maintained by the EESI laboratory here at Drexel. Okay, now we are going to explore open educational resources, another important thing that we can use. I know that there is a directory of open access books, but I want to use only that option to find, say, I'm interested in business and economics side. So I know that website is doabbooks.org, directory of open access books, and I only want to find books on business and economics. So I go back, use my site specific search, business and economic site :doabooks.org, and now it pulls up all the business and economics books, business and management books here, and within business and economic subject area. So there are close to 1,000 books, even more, and economics has 1,340 books, business and management is 1,037 books, and you can start exploring them. So you can search for any of for free book which is archived to directory of open access books, which is a reliable way of finding open access books. Now, the important part we are going to cover is how to find data sets using Google search. How do I obtain complete data set search on my topic? And a lot of times, I know even in freshman design or senior design or many other projects, when you're writing a proposal, you have to justify what problem exists and how do I use and what data that exists to support that there is a problem that we need to solve. So using dataset search in Google, we can find them. And I have included that URL here, datasetsearch.research.google.com. And I'm interested in learning more about ocean plastic waste as a big topic for environmental and sustainability option. And this pull up this data set coming from global number of plastic pieces in ocean. And this is from something called statista.com. Now, we do have subscription to statista.com from Drexel Libraries, right? What happens now is this data search link takes you to statista.com, and if we log on to Statista through our library website, we can be able to discover the whole data set, right? So that here's the link for finding data using Statista, and it's an amazing amount of information, 1 million statistics and more than 18,000 sources from US and international sources. So very important. And I'm giving an example of ocean pollution data, just I showed you earlier. Now we are exploring this question, can Statista help me finding data on plastic pollution in oceans worldwide? So I do search again in Statista this time. This is from University Libraries subscriptions. You can see welcome Drexel University, and there are a lot of other options that you can explore. And you can say a lot of different types of data available even on social media and smartphone market share and so on. And a lot of industry. And just giving you a brief background on Statista, because you can see data on fossil fuels and chemicals industry and petroleum, refinery, construction, farming, and so on. They're just examples. And mining, industry data they can pull up on construction, energy supply, manufacturing data, and so on, transportation data. Because I wanted to explore number of plastic pieces, and that takes me to these global number of plastic pieces in ocean. And you will be able to even get the spreadsheet of that data here, PDF. It tells you where this source is coming from and who did it. And I want you to explore this. There's only a fraction of screenshot here. The idea is for me to point out that such a resource exists, and you want to try it on your own later on. And IEEE just discovered this few days ago. They came up with IEEE data port. Amazing number of data sets is now appealing to IEEE. Why IEEE data port? Stores search and access standard or open access data set up to 2 terabytes. So it's large amount of data set you can find here. How to access those data sets and how do you submit a data set? And this is a very valuable resource that IEEE has just came up with recently. And final thoughts, Google has many features that you need to get familiar with. Finding authentic and relevant information is critical. Advanced Google search can help. We only covered Google today to find relevant information. I strongly recommend the use of licensed resources from our Drexel University libraries for in-depth research and finding scholarly papers in different disciplines. Statista is an example. IEEE is also an example because IEEE Explorer is now also linking to data from the journal articles and conference papers. So explore this. We do have subscription and to those databases linked from Library Guide as well as from our databases page. So thank you so much. Here is my contact information, my email, and main library homepage.